Alright, we got a lot to look at. There's a note on that table. Please. Lights to the books. Huh, what does that mean? Interesting. Well, intelligence often hides itself in darkness. What the fuck does that mean? Have you ever thought about the pages of a book? Each page only sees, what, maybe 2 or 3 minutes of light before the reader is on to the next. They spend the rest of their lives locked in darkness. Rather like myself. Oh my fucking god. That's horrible. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, not at all. I live in the darkness, yes, but that has gifted me with the ability to catch the truths others might miss. I can hear the voices hidden in the darkness, you might say. Alright, that was some dumb, goofy shit right there, but whatever. Okay. Paleontology. This one's about fossils, right? Ammonites are pretty nasty looking. Introduction to geology, huh? Thinking about the Earth even when you're on the ocean, kinda romantic in a way, I guess. The theory of evolution. Heck, even I know this one. That's that Darwin guy, right? Well, yes and no. Charles Darwin wrote a book called On the Origin of... On the Origin of the Species. In it, he put forth his theory of evolution. Yeah, I remember that part. He called it natural selection. Exactly. Mother Nature. Is that some sort of book about hippie chicks? That would be way more interesting, but no, I'm gonna guess not. Probably not, except perhaps tangentially. It's most likely about environmental protection. I was just trying to make a joke. Dude, hippie chicks? Really? That's your problem with what he said? Okay. Micrographia, huh? Ah, yes, Robert Hooke's famous work. First published in 1665. He built a microscope and examined insects, inorganic substances, and other things too small to be seen in detail by human eyes. He then drew pictures of many of the things he'd examined and published them in a book. I'd hazard a guess this shelf is concerned with natural substances. Why did mankind lose their tails? Junpei, do you know what this one's about? Why are you asking me? I didn't even know we had tails. Okay. To lose, maybe you should ask a human with a tail. Mankind's ancestors most likely lost their tails as they were no longer useful, and the nutrients required to grow them were better put to use elsewhere. At least that's what I read. I was rather young. I may have remembered it incorrectly. Huh. Why the hell would a kid be reading a book like that? But some kids are just into this stuff, dog. Creatures of the South Seas, huh? I wonder if this one's got pictures of colorful fish and stuff. Theories of the Cambrian explosion. Did a bomb go off somewhere called Cambria? Wrong kind of explosion. Roughly 500 million years ago, during what is known as the Cambrian period, research suggests the variety of living organisms increased by an order of magnitude. Why that happened is, however, still something of a mystery. There are a number of theories. This book is most likely a collection of them. Alright, that was all very productive. Ah, this one looks much more like the puzzle. What's the deal with these titles? They're all just gibberish. Hey, what if we, switch them around? Switch them around? Yeah. If we move them around, maybe they'll spell something. Oh, I get it. Yeah, heck, it's worth a shot. Is this all of the books? Oh. Well, we got Peon. But the rest is not looking very word-like. Is this all of the books? What else can you spell? I'm terrible at this kind of thing. What else can you spell with it? I'm looking at the top, or is there something else? Here we go. We look at the second row. You can only really make here with this. How about this? It's like putting these books in the right order. Open this thing up. Heh, that was a piece of cake. Hooray! You did it, Junpei. I guess that turned out well enough. So the letters from the title spell out, open here, find bulb. Powerful light bulb. Fantastic. Now, that's there. That was that. Well, I feel like we have to. Oh, fuck. Kitab al-Azif? Man, they got some weird stuff here. I can't even pronounce this one. Who's that? Some famous guy? It's not a person's name. It's the name of a fictional book created by Abdul al-Zared. It's said to be one of the sources used in the creation of the legendary Book of the Dead, the Necronomicon. Oh, so these are all occult books and stuff. This book is called Mind Swap. You mean you could, like, change bodies with someone? I wonder how this will play into the morphogenetic fields. Well, I guess I wouldn't mind switching bodies with my brother or Junpei too much, but I'd rather die than let Seven switch with me. What the hell? Like I'd even want to swap bodies with a little brat like you. Hey, were you just imagining it? You were. Shut up! Yeah, well, he wasn't the only one. Alright, everybody's trans. Teletemporation and telepathy. What the hell is this one about? Well, I know what telepathy is, but I've never heard of teletemporation. It refers to having the ability to travel through time. What the fuck did Ajax ever do to you? It refers to having the ability to travel through time. Oh, that's it? Okay. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. This one says the golden rabbit and the moon on it. Does that mean it's about rabbits that live on the moon? Rabbits are pretty cute, but what's the moon stuff about? It's talking about the Judas tree that is said to grow on the moon, according to Chinese legend. Oh, no further elaboration needed. Energy theory, huh? I don't even understand the damn title. Looks like this shelf's all science and technology. That's the same one. The black hole hypothesis. Gamma ray astrophysics. I guess this bookshelf has an astronomy theme. A kid's book here? It looks like it's a children's story about Native Americans. Good job saying Native Americans. I'm very proud of you. For the period this game was made in, I'm very proud of you. Don't you think a random book like that is kind of suspicious? Why? Maybe you ought to hold on to it. Okay, it seems a little weird that you think this is weird, but... this one has some Native Americans on the cover. Hey, Junpei, take a look at this one. Native Americans, huh? Maybe it's got some... Whoa! What's this? This one's a... One of them's a LRK. That doesn't mean anything, does it? You could make a... This is... We're obviously meant to, like, use the powerful light bulb on this to do something. Look, this one says Cultural Heritage of Rome. Bet that's gonna be serious inheritance tax. A history of Buddhism. Okay. History of the medieval period. Maybe it's about Sir Lancelot? Isn't he just a story? I don't think you're gonna find a guy who didn't really exist in the history book. Oriental history. Maybe this one's about China's 4,000 years of history or something? Hey, Chinese history and Oriental history aren't the same thing. This one's called History of the Western World. Well, I'd assume it's about European history. Yeah, just gonna leave it at that, Snake? Doesn't seem like you. Okay. Look at this. This book's called Greek Mythology. Damn, that thing's huge. Can't imagine anyone's actually read the whole thing. Pretty sure it just put me to sleep. So, I'm now finding it even weirder that we picked out that one book in particular, because all of the books around it are also history books. So... It seems very strange that's the one everybody homed in on now, but... What's Hellenism? I think it's something like a fusion of Greek and Oriental culture. Permian creatures. Seems a little fancy for some kind of prehistoric critter. Not to mention most of them were likely reptiles and amphibians. Without hair, I can't imagine they'd have much need of perms. Okay. Alright, alright. You can have, that was a pretty decent joke. That's got nothing to do with this. This book's called oh, we've done that one already. Never mind. That's where we just were. No, I already clicked on that one. It's a little hard to keep track of it all. This one's just like that picture book from earlier, the one with the pop-ups. You think they're part of a series or something? Do they have the same binding? It's a baseball in this one. Let's see what's in it. I'd say it's probably baseball stuff. Whoa! So head? Let's go. Oop, no, didn't mean to do that. Principles of monkey behavior. Finally, some good fucking food. I'd imagine that's a book describing praxeology studies on monkeys. Monkeys are very similar to humans evolutionarily, so I imagine the research was fruitful. Oh, look, Seven, here's a book that's perfect for you. It's called Correlation of Muscle, Bone Density, and Bone Strength. You're just saying that because it says muscle. Okay? This book's just called Dissection. This bookshelf must be all medical books. From what I can tell, it sounds as though these books have been organized by genre. You don't say. This library must be massive. I'm rather impressed by how well organized it is. Human equilibrium theory. Human anatomy. Regeneration of internal organs. Ancient gladiators. What's this book doing here? Maybe they were researching human physical limits across history. Look, this one's called Recreation of Lost Human Functions. You think they're talking about if you could, like, lose part of your body, then you could grow it back? I don't think so. Maybe they're talking about reconstructing abilities that humankind once possessed? In other words, they may be talking about cultivating a sixth sense. Dissection Atlas, huh? This whole shelf's full of medical books. Functions of the human brain, huh? I guess this is a book about the nervous system? I'd love to ask you to read it to me, but I don't think we have the time. I'm kind of curious about it too. There's got to be a reason why people connect with each other, you know? I mean, we could take the book with us if you want it. Like, you know. Alright, we've assessed all of the shelves. Time to go downstairs and assess more shelves. Okay. Dad kind. What the hell is this? Wasn't that a German mathematician? Maybe it's a compilation of his work. Lee Berniz? This book is in German. It looks like it's got complete works of something. I've never heard of it. Well, if Snake doesn't know what it is, I don't think we'll ever know. Owen, huh? Wow. Owen isn't enough to go on. Perhaps it's about the English Revolutionary? Shieldrake. Sheldrake? Oh, isn't Sheldrake... Shit, what the fuck is wrong with me? Okay. It says Riemann hypothesis. What is there to hypothesize with Riemann? Isn't it pretty strange? Please. I can hypothesize about Riemann plenty, but, like, not with you. Heavens no, there are many factors. Length, girth, lubrication, or lack of. It's an exciting and rapidly growing field. Yeah, man. These are all very important factors when it comes to reaming. You're absolutely right. Whoa. Man. That's a weird book, Jinpei. Indian mathematics. Huh. Ha ha ha. That's funny. Why is that funny? Why is that funny? Alright, no further elaboration? Okay, alright. You know, sure. Okay. The Pythagorean theorem. This was a famous one. It sounds like there are a number of math books in this section. Algebraic number theory, huh? Math. There's another one like that over here. You mean something like primary number theory or analytical number theory or geometry? Oh my gosh, how did you know? Nobody said anything about those. Well, number theory is usually split into 4 chief disciplines. If there was a book named Algebraic Number Theory, I took a wild guess the other 3 would be there as well. Looks like I was right. This one's Goldbach's Conjecture. Conjecture? What's it about? Like magic or psychic stuff or something? Right, I bet it's about jewelry, isn't it? It may have an odd title, but it's actually a very respectable mathematics book. It deals with one of the unsolved problems of additive number theory. Sorry I said anything. Let's not get into this right now, okay? Modern Japanese literature, huh? What's this? Origin of Japanese folklore? Looks like there are a bunch of books about Japanese culture here. Mostly ones about folklore, though. Well, folklore can cover a wide range of subjects. History, urban life, religious trends, environmental changes, oral traditions. Oral traditions go quite well with reaming theory. Folklore can cover all of those things if you know where to look. This looks pretty deep. Agriculture and historical organizations and folklore. Hey, there's another one of those picture books here. Something about these things feels kind of nice, you know? Brings back good memories. I guess even people like Seven were kids once. No shit, you little brat. Hey guys, cool it. Alright, I'm gonna take this book with me. What we got in this one? Pretty sure it's just gonna have pages inside Smart. Whoa! Okay. There are all sorts of books in itself in all sorts of languages. But there's something suspicious about the shelf on the left. This bookshelf has some sort of glass inlay. It's pretty big. There's only 6 books in it. Seems kind of weird. So there's something on the bottom. I wanted to click on this thing. Ah, fuck, it's numbers. Alright, well, we'll come back to that later. Alright, let's assess this thing in the center. 3 lights in this thing. They aren't very bright, though. Hey, didn't we find some kind of really powerful light bulb earlier? Why don't you put it in one of those lights? Yeah, well, it'll get a lot brighter, but if there are 3 lights, that means 3 light bulbs. There won't be much point unless we can replace all 3 bulbs. There's more than 1 light bulb? Where the fuck are the others? So what are we supposed to do with this? Oh, we didn't click on this one before? Overview of photochemistry. I'm starting to get bored of reading all the books. Oh, there was just a light bulb behind that one. Pog, let's go. I gotta be honest. The reading all the books is taking fucking forever. This is the one we did already. If we did click on all of these, right? Oh, man. Oh, boy, where is the last light bulb? I'm kind of assuming it's on this floor because this is where the paper with the hint is. No. Didn't click on the ones around it. Yeah, Please. Please. Is this coat rack something? Okay. Man. 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 So you can't, like, do anything with, like, any of that. Boy. It sure has to be here somewhere. Fuck. I've been overcooking. It was just the order of the books that are inside the case. You did it, Junpei. Yay. I don't know why, but I don't really feel particularly happy about being praised for that. Whatever. At least the lock's open now. There it is. That was a classic case of overthinking. I was just like, oh, I haven't seen any numbers. Didn't even bother trying to read those through the case. So there's 3 lights. Let's change these bulbs. Hell yeah, brother. It's pretty bright in here now. Now, picture book time. Small enclosure with 9 sides, and there are 3 things that look kind of like music stands. How about we try putting these picture books on the stands? Okay. Awesome. It looks like it worked. Way to go, Junpei. Good work, buddy. Something projecting on the bottom. These letters, they seem familiar. Sheldrake 5. That one. Yeah. Do you want me to click on the fucking thing that's written in the bottom?
Sheldrake 5?
I think I saw the rest of this collection
Oh
somewhere.
wait, Adventure Scream.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Seven and Clover walked off, leaving Junpei and Snake behind.
Sheldrake.
Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean.
Junpei grinned.
Yeah, Lotus told me about him.
There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He has a rather interesting theory, morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance.
Really? From Lotus, huh?
Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff.
She did?
Yeah, what was it?
The ability to access a morphogenetic... The first is a...
That girl. I told her not to tell anyone.
You did? Why?
Well...
The audio is recording, right?
Look, man, I didn't push it because we're in a hurry, but I'm kind of sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay?
Tell you what?
Don't give me that. About the experiment.
Snake's shoulders slumped and he shook his head slowly.
Ugh.
He'd finally given up.
Very well, fine. I'll tell you everything. But not here. Let's move to the top floor.
Junpei nodded. With that, they climbed the stairs to the top floor. Snake was silent for a moment after they'd arrived, then finally crossed his arms and spoke.
I suppose I might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet, and why I made sure Clover did as well. To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice. He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card.
Snake reached into his sleeve and pulled out a small, stiff piece of paper.
That's a Braille card. It looks just like the one you showed us earlier. So you had 2 cards.
No, only one.
Huh? What do you mean? I thought that card just had some rules for the nonary game on it.
Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card.
Obviously, that was a completely unconfirmable, so...
There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say, there was something I couldn't read.
And that was?
Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator. It's a threat on our lives.
Oh. Well,
Snake nodded.
Well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too?
I don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers?
Yeah.
To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. That girl.
What's wrong with her telling me? I figured some stuff out with the things she told me. I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff. She's prancing around downstairs happy as a clam now that you're back.
Well, if Snake is if Zero is with us, he's probably just not in a position to do it, right? Snake glanced down at Clover and Seven examining one of the bookshelves.
That's very true. I've decided I can trust you. I've decided to tell you the truth. The chance that Santa is Zero is very high. I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment. And at any rate, even if he were, I very much doubt he would kill us.
Why?
Clover told me about the 4-leaf clover, about the words. If he knew about that, then he was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it. He wouldn't kill us, no matter what the situation was.
Snake paused and cocked his head as though he was listening to something very far away. His face looked dark, as though something was weighing on him.
Hey, Snake?
Junpei wasn't quite sure what to say. Snake turned and looked at him.
Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment.
Yeah.
How much do you know?
Clover told me about...
I see. The morphogenetic field in the experiments 9 years prior. How the experiments had taken place simultaneously at 2 locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada. And the girl that died during the experiment. She told you all that, did she?
Snake looked down. His face was tight. A slight tremor shook his body, and he tried to hide it. He was putting on a good front, but even Junpei could tell he was holding back something deep and powerful. He made as if to brush something from his face and looked up at Junpei.
At any rate, I now know how much you've learned. All that remains for us to determine
is who did this and why. Right.
Yes.
Can you tell me what happened?
Yes.
Snake nodded slowly.
The people who organized the initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceuticals. There were 4 of them running the show. Gentaro Hongo, Nagisa Nijisaki, Teruaki Kubota, Kagechika Musashido. Hongo was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Nijisaki was his right-hand man and did the lion's share of the planning. Kubota led the company's research and development division.
This kinda looks like it could be the 9th man.
Musashido was their majority stockholder. It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for you. Hongo designed it, and Nijisaki put it all together. Kubota developed the technology required, and Musashido provided the cash.
So it's Hongo, Nijisaki, Kubota, Musashido...
Junpei couldn't shake the sense that he'd heard those 4 names somewhere before.
Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonori Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, for this control was the morphogenetic field. Why did the glycerin suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo a sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation? Experiments with humans produce the same results. The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before. Why is that? How could it happen? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been stored in a field invisible to the naked eye. And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields.
But that's just a theory.
Can't bring yourself to believe it?
Yeah.
Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told them to do it.
Okay.
Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murder. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial.
Okay.
So what matters here is that Hongo believed in the morphogenetic field.
That's right.
Snake nodded.
But I still don't get it. You said they wanted to figure out how to control people. Right? That is what you were saying.
Yes.
So how are they going to do that with a morphogenetic field?
I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say 1 million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow, the chances of you doing a handstand would be higher, even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstanding. Mankind's thought process and actions are all part of a resonant event. All of the resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so far?
Yeah.
Now, if there was a person who had the same effect as those millions of people, what would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do handstands as well.
This is some utter nonsense right now.
Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do?
Come on, there's no way.
I'm not done.
Oh. Alright, let him cook, let him cook.
Imagine another scenario. Imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands?
Even more ridiculous than the previous example.
What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the field, and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver. What would the world be like if there were people with abilities like these?
Junpei thought about it for a
So the
moment.
transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right?
It's all fucking coming together. I'm telling you. Santa's trying to make one of us into a transmitter. And his dead sister's the receiver. I'm telling you.
Yes, close enough at least.
Come on, that's just crazy.
Yeah, obviously, but we at least know with certainty that the morphogenetic field is real at this point because we've used it across timelines. Santa's trying to make one of us into a transmitter.
Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least, that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That was how the Nonary project began.
Snake suddenly looked very serious.
By the way, Junpei, have you ever heard of the Gansfeld experiment?
Junpei cleared his throat and tried to act calm.
Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right? You place a pair of subjects in separate rooms. Then you show one a picture and ask the other what they see.
Interesting. I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct.
So, why did you bring up the Gansfeld experiment?
Because it's obviously connected to the morphogenetic field that we just talked about.
It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary project. The hospital in a remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them, he found, had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise. Children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped.
His face barely moved as he spoke.
There were 9 pairs of siblings taken, for 18 children total. For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had 1 transmitter and 1 receiver. They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9. The children who were put into Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in the Nevada desert. The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. Group A was then placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hongo had learned the following. There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. The first is epiphany. The other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind? It may seem obvious to say so, but that is what is meant by epiphany. The information obtained through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields, where it can be easily interpreted. Adding danger to that equation allows for even easier field access. That's where Hongo came in. They set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each one before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. He had detonated a bomb on the hull of the Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the Nonary game as the ship sunk. By forcing the children into a life-or-death situation, Hongo hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields. The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment building, Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Every detail was exactly the same. Hongo explained the situation to the children in Group Q.
We aren't on the Gigantic. We're in the Mach building in Nevada. It's all coming together because he's trying to make a transmitter. That's why we can't see outside. We're in the fucking desert right now.
Solve the puzzles you find throughout the rooms. When you have the answers, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape. But if you fail, then the Gigantic will sink, and your brothers and sisters will drown. Those were his orders. Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely? It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule.
Oh my fucking god.
All of the equipment, the instruments, everything. Everything was just like the real Apollo 13. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts found themselves in.
Ah. Yes. Of course. Leave it to the eggheads in the lab at NASA to go, I have a solution. We're going to access the morphogenetic field to get them home.
By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems the astronauts were dealing with.
No, they fucking didn't. Shut the fuck up.
Once they found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely.
Alright, I thought you were just gonna say they beamed it directly into their heads. That's far less exciting if they just reported their findings to them.
It was the same with the Gigantic in Building Q.
Except it's not, is it? Because one's a fucking supernatural event.
The children from Group Q had to use the power of epiphany to solve the puzzles they found and transmit what they learned through the fields. The children in Group A, however, they had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage. That is the simplest explanation I can manage.
Snake sounded defeated. His half-hearted attempt at derision only served to show how much the story had affected him. Just as Junpei was about to speak...
Hey, Junpei, Snake! How much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses? Get down here already!
Seven's voice echoed up from below. Snake took a deep breath and blinked rapidly, just as if just waking up from a long nap.
He's right. Let's go, shall we? We don't have much time. We need to get out of here, and soon.
No, we don't. We're on a fake ship in Nevada. Snake headed for the stairs, but Junpei put an arm out to stop him.
There's one more thing I want to ask you. Are you sure that there were 18 kids?
Why?
Well, I thought it was only 16.
Oh, yes. That was what they said on the news, wasn't it? Yes. I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment. After all, you couldn't exactly play a nonary game with any less, could you?
Well, yeah, but are you saying that the news got it wrong?
Yes, I am. There were 2 more children. However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed a police report when they went missing.
Ah. Junpei and June.
They were brother and sister, like Clover and I. The brother's name was Aoi. The sister's name was... Her name was...
Say it! Snake couldn't seem to bring himself to continue. It looked as if what he was about to say brought him great pain.
Her name was Akane.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's all coming together. Oh, yes. What if... Oh, it's all coming together now. What if... Bear with me. Remember how Akane fucking disappeared in the other timeline, right? What if That's because she's already fucking dead. What if Akane is the person that died? What if she's the girl that died in the last Nonary games? So the reason she disappeared in the other timeline is because of the time paradox wiping her from existence. Oh, it's all coming together, baby. Oh, in which case Santa's Akane's sister, if we continue along with the same theory we've got cooking right now. Yes, yes, it's all coming together now. Yes, this makes perfect sense to me. If we continue with all the other bullshit we've had so far, why couldn't Akane simply be erased from history because she was some sort of temporal ghost?
That was the girl who died.
Yes. 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 It's all coming together now. That's why he didn't show us the photo, because the photo was a fucking Akane. Junpei felt as if he'd been punched in the stomach. His vision went blurry and his head felt light.
Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago? Then, who is June? No. It's impossible.
Oh, it's both her, Junpei. Bruce Willis was a ghost.
It can't be true. Akane isn't that uncommon of a name. If Snake had known her last name, that's a different matter entirely. So they share a name. A lot of other people do too. It doesn't mean anything. There was someone else. Of course it was.
No. No. It's Akane. Yes, it has to be. She's a temporal ghost. But the fucking story about the ghost going back in time. Yes, Akane could be the transmitter to herself. Oh, yes.
Is something wrong, Junpei? Your breathing sounds strange.
Then Snake had noticed. Junpei cleared his throat and tried to act calm.
No, it's nothing. I'm fine.
Oh, baby. Oh, yeah, now we've got some fucking video games.
Let's get back down there, all right?
Remember to stay hydrated.
I couldn't do it. Why didn't I ask? What's her last name? I just couldn't get the words to come out.
Oh. With every step he took, the cold, hard sound of feet against muddle dug at his heart. Me rubbing my hands together like a fucking fly. Yes, good. Didn't it say 5 at the end of the shadow picture? Yes, I think we need to find the 5th volume. Man, we could have just ripped all of these fucking books off the shelf. Look at that, there's a big red button behind this book. I guess we should press it. That's not what I expected to happen. What was that sound? It sounded like something really big was moving. It came from the top floor. Oh, you really couldn't, like, see that happening in any way? Like... Oh, baby, here we go. I bet you gotta type something on that keyboard. Yeah, but you can only enter letters. It's like you can only enter 4 letters. Let's see how it works. I guess you hit enter. Alright, let's give it a shot. Alright, so this is a hexadecimal thing. So A starts at 9 or 10. So 13. So A, B, C, D. It's dead. Yay! You did it, Junpei. It's unlocked now. Good job, Junpei. Whoa there, don't get too excited. The password was dead, remember? Just makes me think whatever's waiting for us isn't good. Aw, geez, you're such an old lady. We can't be worrying about stuff like that. I mean, come on, we got it to unlock, right? Let's go, hurry up. It's a thick metal door. There's a handle on the... Damn it, I can't open it. This thing won't even budge. Well, why not? We put in the password, what else do we have to do? It means it's the other door. Okay. Let's get this thing open. I'm a genius. The door opened, and Junpei and the others leapt through it.
Alright, this is the next.
Just as Seven was about to finish his sentence, their attention was drawn to the clang of metal on metal ringing out behind them.
Ugh, the door!
They spun around. The door they'd just come through had slammed
Did that
shut.
just close on its own?
Don't tell me we can't go back.
I don't know. Let's see.
Junpei grabbed hold of both his hands and pulled with all his strength.
Damn it. It looks like it locks automatically.
Is there any other way out?
Well, there's another door over on the right. There's a card reader next to it. It's got a red light on it, though, so I'm pretty sure it's locked, too.
But there is a card reader, right?
Yeah.
Then perhaps if we find a key card, we could open the door and leave?
Well, yeah, that might work, but...
Hey! Wait a minute. Are you saying we're gonna have to search through this room for one little card?
Oh, man.
They took a second look at the room they found themselves in. It was filled with piles upon piles of all manner of things. The only word that could describe it was chaotic. It was like a tornado had passed through, followed by a giant who had picked up and shaken the entire room a few times.
Looks that way.
It's not that bad. Junpei's heart fell.
No way!
For real?
Clover and Seven looked as though they were about to cry.
Well, we can sit down and wait to die, if that's what you prefer. I rather doubt that, however. So it would be wise to start looking. We haven't much time. Let's find that key card. Oh, and the Neptune key as well. We won't be able to get through the hallway without it. All right then, let's begin.
Alrighty. So. Hey, Junpei, isn't this a nautical table? Yeah, I feel like I've seen this before. Oh, whoops. Because I had that open. There we go. Where is it? Oh, it's here. It's not new, though. Ah, study nautical table. There we go. The right... was found on the drafting table. The faded line on the right edge seat must be connected to the line on the left edge. Ah, we're doing a little circumnavigation. Gotcha. Alrighty. There are piles of crap everywhere. Man, this place is a mess. It's so messy, I don't know where to start. Some of this crap looks familiar. I think a lot of these are parts of the puzzles we've solved in the other rooms. If that's true, then, this room could be Zero's laboratory. Perhaps Zero would shut himself in this room to devise the machines and puzzles he'd need to see his plan come to fruition. There's a control panel in front of the big screen here. Wonder if any of these buttons do anything. Fantastic. There's something on the screen now. What's this? There are 15 cells here with numbers and letters in them. Let me see that. Ah, I see. So whenever you touch a cell, the one next to it turns on or off. You just gotta use that to make the all cells on the right and the bottom green. Hey Junpei, I found this piece of paper under that thing. You wanna take a look at it? You think this might have something to do with the puzzle? There are a bunch of numbers and letters connected by equal signs. Just like she said, this is probably related to the puzzle screen. Thanks, Clover. This really helps. Alright, let's get back and try again. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, man. Everyone, please applause. Please hold your applause, please. I know. I'm a mathematical genius. Yes, I know. Thank you. Thank you. Less applause, please. You did it, Junpei. You're so smart. You seem to have done an excellent job and solved the puzzle. Just what I would have expected of you, Junpei. Hey, come on, you're embarrassing me. Less applause, less applause. Whoa, whoa, don't get cocky, kid. We don't have time for that. Look at this. Check out the right edge of the control panel. The lid slid open and something came out. A metal plate shaped like a shield. There's a cross engraved on it. Alrighty. Oh, well. I think I figured out where this goes. Nothing's happening. I feel symbols engraved above each indentation. On the upper left, it's the steering wheel. On the upper right, the cross. On the bottom left, the mysterious circle. And lastly, the waffle pattern. Oh, okay. Additionally, each symbol seems to have been given a number. 1, 4 waffle patterns. That order, huh? Yeah. It's all fine. All well and good, man. This monitor's part of the machine. It's really dim, though. It's got a map of the world on it I can barely see. Junpei, looks like there's a compass here. Ah, now I get it. What do you mean? I guess you weren't there, but I solved a puzzle like this in the wheelhouse. I think I just need to do the same thing here. The same thing. The important part is this nautical table we just found. I just have to match the directions on the compass with the lines on the nautical table. I used the steering wheel in the wheelhouse, but this time I think I'm going to use the wheel to the side here. Yeah. Gotcha. So we got south. Then we got west. It did not. We got some chunky lag on that one right there. I guess because it stops at whole intervals. Alright, back out, reset. Alright. South. West. Then we got southeast. Then we got northeast. Nope, that was the wrong way. That's fine. We just have to go the long way around. Northeast, east, north, east again. You did it, Junpei. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Knock it off. Hey, we don't have time for screwing around here. Something slid open. Oh, yeah. I heard a noise, too. You know that big box by the exit? I think it made a noise. Like something unlocking, you know? A noise, huh? What, this? It's framed with black and yellow warning stripes. Alright, let's open it. Ah. Holy shit. It's pretty damn creepy. There's a coffin in there. A coffin. And it says all ice on the front of it. Oh man, does Seven think? Yeah, he's all pale. He's thinking the same thing I am. No way, could this be? I'm sorry, but what's going on? It's a coffin. I wonder if there's a vampire in it. No, close. It's an Egyptian priestess that's frozen. Alright, I guess Clover and Snake don't know the story. Man, I can't bring myself to tell them. Tell them about the EDT, at least. Well, at any rate, let's have a look around. There's a metal plaque on the coffin. Snake's touching it. All ice. Ah, the two machines. Oh, holy shit, man, this is serious. Ah, well, let's open it, shall we? Clover, if you could give me a hand. Okay, I got it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ah! No luck. It doesn't seem to be ready to open. Yeah, it's not like it's screwed shut or something. Yes, I believe it's locked in some other way. Hey, 7, you think you could open it up with your superhuman strength? No, What's wrong? I think I'll just pass on this one, okay? What the heck? Very well, we'll just have to give up on the coffin for now. Let's look around the room a little more, shall we? Alice sleeps. Yeah. Is that actually true? Oh, can't wait so we meet the Egyptian priestess, dude. Well, now we've got something on the screen, at least. What is this? Oh, wait a minute. I saw something like this when I figured out the Morse code back in the communications office. Morse code? Yeah. The dots on here look like dits for Morse code. There's 2 dots on the first line, 4 on the second, and 1 on the last. I'm afraid I don't understand. Well, perhaps you should give it a shot anyway. Alright, I'll try. Before I do that, though, maybe I ought to run through the instructions. It'll dit, it'll da. Once we enter an answer, it'll automatically. Let's do this. But I have nothing to go on. I have nothing to work with here right now, so let's like look around a little more. There's something written on these pieces of paper. It looks like we got 3 sheets of the stuff. Morse code charts. No. We found a Morse key for letters A through I. The short mark is called dit. Oh, man. Oh. This is exactly what I was afraid of. Oh. Alright, show me the fucking thing. The word that's supposed to go here has 3 letters. It's got 3 lines. I think each line is 1 letter. I see. Well, if that's the case, then perhaps the letters you need are made up of 2 symbols, 4 symbols, and 1 symbol respectively. After all, isn't that what you just said? One line has 2, next 4, and the last 1. 2, 4, and 1. Oh, thank God they're on screen. 2, 4, and 1. Two, 4, and 1. Let's look around the room a little more, yeah? Fuck, I didn't mean to do that. I heard all. I heard all. That would be all, correct. Yeah, it said all. I had to make those letters green. What about it? I thought perhaps that might be a hint. Though the solution to that problem was all. What's the answer for this one? Well, if we're going by that, it's all ice in some capacity, right? You know, I'm sitting here like... So, I'm very stupid, alright? So I'm sitting here like 2, 4, 1. So I'm like, alright, the first line is 2 letters, the second line is 4 letters, and the last one is 1 letter? No, that's not it at all, you fucking idiot. It's I... C... No, that's not how you do it. It's I... C... E. I don't know why. I was just like, oh yeah, 2, 4, 1. That's the number of letters that each line needs. No, obviously not. You're trying to write it in Morse code. So that's just a classic me overthinking the puzzle. Seems you've solved the puzzle, Junpei. Excellent work. The answer was ice. How did you know? All I had to do was listen to the sounds the machine made. After that, it was a trivial matter to decode them. Ah, yes. I believe I heard a noise from somewhere on the right of the device. Sounded rather like something sliding open. That's true. Ah, yes, one more thing. I heard a sound behind the shutter. Ooh, coffin time. So she's clearly not going to be in here, right? But, you know, this is exciting all the same, isn't it? Alright, fine, I'll open it. Okay, Junpei, you can do it. It's just a box. It's just a box. Holy shit, this is a coffin. There's gonna be something horrible in there. Deep breaths. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, man, there's nobody in there. Shit, can't believe I was scared of something like that. Because she's already up and walking around. That's why she's not in the coffin right now. What do you mean, nobody? Were you expecting someone to be in there? It's a long story. Ask Junpei about it. So, EDT, right? Well, just like Seven said, there's nobody in there. What's this? Yep, here we go. Looks like we got a plate with an emblem on it. And the Neptune key. We finally found it. Now we can get out through the hallway. That's correct, Clover. But we do need to get out of this room first. Alright. Back over to the panel, baby. There's nothing happening. What? Can you please... Must I do this part as well? Whoa. Well, now there's something on the monitors, at least. What's that? Looks like some kind of puzzle. I wonder if these are the rules. Here, I'll read them to you. When you touch a numbered cell, that area will be selected, and it will turn blue to indicate this. Touching a numbered ball after selecting an area will cause that ball to be moved to that area. However, you cannot move the red balls. You can only move 3 to 5 balls into a single area. Okay, I see where this is going. Press the check button once you've moved all the balls, except for the red ones, which you cannot move. The digital root of the balls in an area must match the number for that area. Okay. I still don't really get it. It's very straightforward. This is literally like the first room. Right? The first two doors weren't the first two doors 6 and 3? And the red one is... hold on, give me a minute. The red one is... this one. Oh. So the 9th man was excluded from this little hypothetical situation, huh? It's almost like they knew the 9th man was gonna die right at the start. How about that? Alright, so we got a little digital route here. We gotta get 6, so we gotta get to 15. So we're gonna hit him with a 5. 9, 6. So that's 15. Then we gotta get to a 12. But we've probably gotta use all the balls except 9, right? So this is probably not the way to do this. Do we have to... do we have to use all of them? So we go... No, I did... Oh, yeah, here we go. We gotta put... Oh, no, we can switch it. Okay. And we're trying to get to... So then this... There are numbers left, yeah. Okay. So we're gonna use more to get through 6. So we do 5... 6, 10, 15. This doesn't work, though. Oh, it does. Never mind. I didn't even bother trying to work that one out. Okay, this is it, right? But nothing's happening. There are still 3 more indentations left. I imagine something will happen when they're all filled. Code, cross. Is it cross next? Okay. Because Cross is hospital, of course, yes. And hospital is the second main area. Puzzle sure looks a lot like the last one. It's more of those red balls you can't move. Okay. Isn't it a picture's worth 1,000 words? Yeah, okay, yeah. Now, so now we can't use the 9th man or ace. Okay. So, the numbers are not the same at this point, though. Because that was a 3-door room. So, 1. 10 is the easiest way to do this. So, 6. No, this is not the way to do this. Yeah, so 5. Does this just work? Pod, let's go. That's awesome, Junpei. There's only 2 left now. You can do it. Then next is code. Let's go. Same rules, same rules. Can't think of anything clever, please don't strain yourself. You might hurt something. Now we can't use 3, now we can't use Santa. So this was obviously like some kind of way to plan out what was gonna go on, right? Now we gotta get to 7, so we gotta get to 16 on each. So 6, 12... This doesn't feel right. Twelve. Boy, yeah, 12, 16. Does this just work? Ah. So, because this is 12, 14, so this side needs +2. But then this side is... Wait, no, have I miscounted? Yes, I have. There we go. Excellent work, Junpei. You've only got 1 left. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. This is the 4th one. Yeah, last couple, last one. Alright, now we can't use Jupe. And we gotta get 8 and 9. Oh, baby. So... let's just try and do one side. Get to 18. With just these numbers? Man. Needs to be 3 people. Wait, no. There's no way to do. We've only got 5 available numbers. But you need to use 3 to 5. How are you supposed to do this one? You can't use these. But you gotta use right? Like, this combination will not open the door. There's not enough. Right? Yeah. It's gotta use 3 to 5 balls. Well, how the fuck are you supposed to do this one? Oh, no. I'm overcooking again. We don't need to put all... the rules didn't say you need to fill both quadrants. Just that you have to use all the balls, right? So... if we just do get 18 on this side, right? So 8, 7... is... That's hard. Let's, 10. 4. No, this... What are we gonna get up to? We got 10. 14. 19. We got 26. 2 plus 6. Okay, so these go through 8. I could have just mashed them all into one side and tried to guess, but I didn't really want to do that. Underneath the keyboard. Way to go, Junpei. You answered all the questions. Good job. Did you hear something just now? Yes, I heard that as well. From the bottom left of the desk, I believe.
A picture.
In the drawer was a single picture. He picked it up. It was a photograph of 4 men.
What the?
Oh yeah, that's the 9th man right there. Involuntarily, Junpei's eyebrows shot up. He'd seen 3 of them before.
What the hell is this?
This man with a mustache on the right. He's the same guy we found murdered in the
Oh,
captain's quarters.
it is.
He had the zero bracelet on his left arm. And this second man, with the glasses and a doctor's coat. He's the 9th man. He died after he went into door
So,
5.
Mr. X must be the other guy.
But this guy, the one in the striped suit,
Oh man, that's Ace.
Yeah, I guess it is.
No doubt about it.
And Mr. X must be the other guy in this photo. Finally, we know who it was. Seven and Clover had come to peer over Junpei's shoulders.
But what does it mean? What is Ace doing in this picture? Not only Ace, the 9th man and Cap, too.
As Junpei looked closer, he noticed the expression on each man's face. Their smiles suggested they were close, at least to some degree.
They look happy, like they knew each other well. Why? How? How in the world are these 4 men connected?
Snake's voice broke into Junpei's thoughts.
You say Ace is in that picture?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was taken recently though. Ace, the 9th man, and Cap all look about 10 years younger.
Ah, so the 9th man and the man you found murdered in the captain's quarters are also in the picture?
Yeah.
Is there anyone else? Or are there only 3 people in the picture? I'm afraid I can't see it.
No, there's one more guy. He's got kinda long hair, he looks smart, but a little cold. He's the only one I don't recognize.
Snake knit his eyebrows.
What's the date of the photograph?
It doesn't have one.
Did you look on the back?
Back?
Yes, the reverse. The other side.
Junpei flipped the picture over.
Huh.
There it is. To be precise, it wasn't a date, but it was certainly significant. He read it out loud so Snake would not be left in the dark.
Praying for the success of the Nonary project. With Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashido.
Nonary Project. Nijisaki, Kabuta, Musashido. Junpei immediately flipped the picture back over.
Then the 4 men in this picture were the organizers of the Nonary game 9 years ago.
Since Hongo wasn't mentioned, Junpei figured that could only mean he'd written the words on the back himself.
That means Ace, the 9th man, and Cap were all responsible for making it happen. But I feel like I should be more shocked about this. It's almost as if that's just how things are always supposed to be.
That their true identities did not come as a surprise was what Junpei found most surprising.
Why am I not surprised?
The morphogenetic field.
Ace was the one in charge of the Nonary project. But then why? Why am I so calm? It's like I already knew.
Ah, of course. I understand now.
Junpei looked over at Snake. In his own conviction, he'd missed the dark look on the other man's face.
Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. He was the one who invented the game 9 years ago. He was Gentaro Hongo.
Ace is Hongo?
Even as he asked, Junpei felt as though he'd already known. Almost as if someone had whispered into his head that yes, of course Ace was Hongo.
I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were similar. Too similar to be a coincidence. I could never forget his voice. It was the voice of the devil. I couldn't be sure, though. After all, I had no way to check. I certainly couldn't ask him. Even if I had known, however, I would never have told you. Zero made it quite clear what would have happened if I did.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Huh?
I didn't know that Ace was Hongo.
Oh, yes. I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago. You were in Building Q in Nevada, but Hongo was in the Gigantic with us.
I know. That's why I didn't know what Hongo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I mean, I'm your sister, right? You could have told me.
I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I'd told you, Clover, I would have told everyone else. And if you did, then I would have been forced to tell them about what happened 9 years ago. I had to prevent that.
Clover and Snake's conversation wasn't of particular interest to Junpei. He still couldn't make sense of the strange feelings of knowledge. The morphogenetic field. This should be obvious now, Junpei. Keep up. He was trying to organize his thoughts when he heard Seven's voice.
Hey, Junpei. You think I could borrow that picture for a sec?
Sure.
He had no reason to say no, so Junpei handed the picture over. Seven stared at the picture and began to mutter the 4 names of the project leaders over and over to himself.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro.
His brow was furrowed and his face was flushed.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro.
He chanted their names to himself, pacing back and forth across the floor.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro.
Seven shouldn't have known their names. After all, he hadn't been there when Junpei and Snake had spoken of them in the library. But as Junpei watched him pace, it was clear that he did know them.
Hey, Seven, do you...
Shut it. Just be quiet.
His eyes were red, and Junpei could see sweat beginning to bead on his
I'm
forehead.
this close to remembering. This close.
He was sweating heavily now, but his lips were dry.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashiro. Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Nonary Project.
Then he stopped. Seven set down the picture and looked at the red light on near his feet. His eyes narrowed. Then suddenly his eyes went wide and he shot up straight.
Shit.
What?
What's wrong?
Holy shit, this is nuts.
What's nuts?
I remember
Remember what?
everything.
Everything?
Yeah, I remember all of it. My memory's back. I remember what happened before I got snatched.
Seven's voice was filled with excitement. Shock and excitement had frozen Junpei in place, along with Snake and Clover.
Let me tell you what happened.
Okay, alright, here we go. Big lore, let's go. Seven hastily drew a shaking hand across his mouth and began to speak.
Like Snake said, Ace is Hongo from the right. The other 3 are Musashido, Nijisaki, and Kubota. Musashido was the man with the cash. Nijisaki was Hongo's right-hand man. And Kubota developed the actual technical details of the experiments.
Realization began to dawn on Junpei along with a pressing question.
How do you know all this?
Come on, man, I told you, I finally got my memory back.
No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to ask you why you knew all this stuff in the first place, before you forgot it.
Seven rubbed the scar on his chin.
You really want to know?
Of course.
Me too.
Snake was the only one who didn't voice any sort of agreement. It looked to Junpei as if he was simply waiting to see where Seven's sudden recovery might take them.
This is gonna take a while. Hell, it'll probably take me a good 3 days to tell you everything.
Well, we don't have 3 days.
Just give us the short version, alright?
Short version, huh?
The big man pulled off his hat and scratched his head. He made a face and put his hat back on.
Alright, fine. I'll give it a shot. No promises, though.
Junpei and Clover nodded earnestly.
I'm a detective. It's a little awkward to say this about myself, but you could probably consider me a lone wolf type. I hold to my own code, because I think doing what's right is more important than doing what you're told.
Hell yeah, brother.
That's why I followed my gut that night. The slim lead brought me to the wharf. It was 9 years ago. The wharf had been cold as fuck, and I could barely see squat. I was investigating a mess of kidnappings, all of them children. It all had one thing in common. A history of visits to one particular hospital. A hospital under the management of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. In my investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in the kidnappings. After a little sweet talking, I managed to finally get a real lead from someone inside Cradle. My source told me this.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
So I headed to the wharf. From the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship I was talking about. There was a bunch of movement near it. Men in black suits, many of them carrying large bags. Bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it. There were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand.
Don't move.
I felt metal touch the back of my head.
Drop the gun. I could kill you right now. It'd be easy to get away with it, too. Just tie an anchor to your feet, and no one would find you for a week. But you know what? The fish here would love a meal.
He kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. I did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck. A needle. A drug. That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it. Shit, my head hurts. I did a quick once-over of the room. Where am I? A small, shabby bed, a dirty sink, a toilet with no privacy. I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall. I was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it, but... it won't open. Not like I expected much else. Would be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked. Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed, and sat down. Huh. I sat there for a very, very long time. Then, I heard a faint voice. The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid. Huh? No, it was several. I hear 5, or 6, maybe more. Where? Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it. Left. It's coming from under the bed? I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. And there it was. The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate. I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit, but I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming from. Hold on. Why are there kids here? Then what my inside man told me popped into my head.
Tonight, a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I on that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit? I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. And then... Yeah! How do you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face, so I wiped it off and crawled inside. The first bit or so was tight. I had a wriggle on my belly. It wind up eventually, and there was space for me to crawl along on my hands and knees. I went from crawling like a worm in dirt to skittering like a bug. Couldn't say it was much better, but I'd take what I could get. And when I'd been in the thing long enough to start wondering where it'd take me, a massive sound nearly scared the piss out of me. It was like a heavy metal door had just been slammed shut. Then, there was a voice.
Oh, hell yeah, brother. 18 minutes, oh.
What? I wasn't sure what it meant, but anything with incinerator is bad news. Then, almost as if that was a cue, I heard a mess of young-sounding voices. A bunch of them were straight up screaming in terror. And all the sounds together made a howl that made the hair on my neck stand straight up. Damn it! What the hell is going on here? I scrambled through the duct as fast as I could. I made a giant racket, but I didn't care at that point. I soon found a metal door on the left side of the duct. The kids were screaming on the other side. I found it. I yanked the handle and threw the door open. I almost ripped the metal off its hinges. What the hell is this place? I couldn't believe what I saw. The room had a dome up top. There had to be about 9 walls, all the same size. And the ceiling was an upside-down funnel, almost like a chimney. I looked down. There they were. The kids I'd been searching for. They all gawked up at me, suddenly silent. For the moment, from surprise and fear. Scared of the room or me, I couldn't tell. Probably both, actually. Not like I can blame them running into a mug like this when they're already scared shitless. I snorted at my own dig at myself and turned to the kids. Don't worry, kids, I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. All of them stood there, frozen. Well, except one. He was a boy, slightly older than the others, in a private school uniform.
Who the hell are you?
He stepped forward and glared at me. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you. It looked like they relaxed some the second I got the words out.
How are you gonna help us?
Where's the exit?
There isn't one. The doors we came in through won't open, and the door over there...
He kinda cut himself off. I think he was considering something before he changed his mind.
Anyway, there's no point. We can't all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're gonna be burned to death.
Burned to death?
Can't you hear it? That voice said the incinerator's gonna start up soon. So...
The voice spoke again.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
They only had 15 minutes. I looked back down at the kids. Looks like a good 20 or 30 feet to the floor. No way I could pull them up. Too big of a distance for any of us to reach. What the hell was I gonna do? But then I got an idea. Wait right there. I'm gonna be right back.
What? Where is he going? Are you just gonna leave us here?
They just got frightened again. I'm not the best at that kind of thing, but I try to reassure them with a smile. Don't worry, all right? I'll be back, I promise. So just stay calm and wait right there. Got it? I didn't wait to hear them respond. There wasn't time. I had to hurry. Well, as fast as a guy could on his hands and knees. Didn't take me long to get back to my cell. Still no way out of there, but I had a plan. I needed something from the room. When I got it, I dove back into the hole and took off towards the incinerator. Then... Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. I tipped out the doorway and dropped down the rope I brought with me. Back in the cell, I'd torn the bed sheets into strips and tied them together to make a rope. It was sloppy, but it got the job done. All right, just tie that around yourself, okay? I'll pull you up one at a time.
Right!
Huh. Wait a sec. Something was off. There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go? The boy in the uniform answered.
I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they left.
What? You're telling me you opened that door?
That's what I said!
And what the hell are you doing here?
We couldn't go with them.
Why not?
Look, the only people who can go through the numbered door...
He was in the middle of explaining when...
Incineration will begin in 5 minutes.
The wall shook a bit and the voice bouncing around.
Look, that can wait, all right? Just get us out of here!
Right! I grabbed onto the rope. First one I pulled out was a girl with a ponytail. Next was a girl with a red necktie. A boy in a jacket came after. He said he'd climb up on his own. The boy in the uniform was the last up. Like the other kid, he climbed up the rope himself. He looked pretty scrawny, but I guess he was stronger than he looked. He moved fast, but when he was almost to me, we heard some knocking. Everyone looked at the door. It had a thick, square window set into it. On the other side, an angry face was staring in.
God damn it! What's going on here? Why is the room empty? Where the hell are those fucking kids?
The door opened, and a man stepped in looking half mad with fury. I recognized his face. I saw him many times in photos during my investigation. The man's name was Gintaro Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo saw the boy hanging from the rope.
Yeah!
It was like he was an animal. He lunged for the rope. Hurry!
I know!
The boy in the uniform booked it up the rope.
You son of a bitch! Get back here, you little shit!
15 feet. 10. The second I could reach the kid, I grabbed him. I hauled him up and tossed him into the ducks behind me.
No! No!
Get fucked.
Hongo had lost it. His face didn't even look human. It was like the bastard pulled off his fake face. He was really a terrifying devil or some kind of damn monster. I quickly reeled in the rope, leaving a furious Hongo yelling at me from the floor.
You fucking bastard! You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise this experiment!
Experiment? What experiment?
Incineration will begin in 1 minute.
Hey, old man! What the hell are you doing? Hurry up!
The boy in the uniform was trying to get my attention. I may have thrown a salute in a raging asshole's face before I closed the door behind me. He was going back to the cell, so we went down the other direction instead. After about 30 feet, we came across another duct on the left. This one was heading down. Everybody nodded and took turns sliding down it. The duct emptied us out into a narrow hallway. There was a door on either side. The one on the left was a normal double door. But the one on the right was familiar. It had black and yellow stripes. And a device next to it on the wall. The plate on it read, Incinerator. Incinerator?
Yeah, that's where we were.
It was the girl with the red tie who answered me. We were inside an incinerator?
Yes, 7.
Yeah, Hongo might still be there. It looks like it's been shut off, though.
Wait, what? If he's still in there,
Yeah, that's not good.
that meant we better. We gotta get out of here. Go to the other door, hurry! The kids started running, and I was close on their heels. On the other side of the door was a large spiral staircase. Run! Didn't need to tell them twice. Up and up and up, feet pounding the steps. Our arms pumping fast. Round, round, round. The devil was on our tail. The stairway kept going. We passed a couple of landings when the boy in the uniform suddenly spoke.
Something's up. Akane's not catching up to us.
Akane?
My kid's sister. The girl with the red necktie.
Akane. That's strange. I didn't remember seeing that name on the list of missing kids.
Hey! Akane!
See, it's all coming together. Akane is his sister.
He kept his hands around his mouth and yelled.
Maybe we outran her.
The boy in the uniform skidded to a stop. He stopped too. So did the other two. When did we do that?
Well, we passed a couple big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest in one of them?
No, that's impossible.
Sorry, Grandpa. You keep going. I gotta go look for her downstairs.
He turned to go.
Hey, kid, wait! God damn it, I said wait!
I don't think the kid even heard me. Fuck! I spun around to the boy in the jacket and the girl with the ponytail.
I'm going after him. You two keep going, all right? You got it?
The girl nodded and ran up the stairs.
I feel like you should all stick together.
I'm going with you.
I didn't have time to argue. I just nodded and took off down the stairs. I could hear him following me. We ran all the way to the bottom floor, calling for her. Akane was nowhere to be found.
God damn it, where the hell did she go?
I could tell the kid was frustrated. And then suddenly,
Help me! Somebody help me!
we heard a girl's voice.
Akane!
The boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway by the incinerator. We rushed in after him. I couldn't for the life of me believe what we were seeing. That bastard Hongo had Akane by the arm and was forcing her into the incinerator.
Come on, goddammit, move!
No, I don't want to! Let me go, please! Let go of me!
She planted her feet squarely on the floor and was struggling to get away. But Hongo was bigger and stronger. She wasn't gonna win.
Akane!
My brother roared with anger and charged toward Hongo.
Help me!
Ah! You're too late, idiot!
Hongo lifted Akane bodily into the air and threw her, still fighting him, into the incinerator. Before we could even blink, Hongo had leapt through the door after her. We saw him land inside. And then, the door slammed shut. We ran to the door. We did everything we could think of to get the thing open. But
Fuck! It's no use! The goddamn thing won't move an inch!
he started slamming his fists against the door. He was close to shattering his knuckles with how hard he pounded on it.
Akane! Akane! Are you okay?
You came back!
Her voice was muffled, but all of us could hear the sheer terror in it.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here.
Where's Hongo?
He went out the other door.
What?
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's the same damn thing!
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Just hang on, alright? We're gonna figure out a way to save you.
His words would have seemed like a sick joke to her if she'd been able to see how white and bloodless his face was right then.
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
Please help me! I'm really scared! I don't want to die, please! I don't want to die! I don't want to die!
It's gonna be alright. I'll figure something out, I promise. I promise, okay? You hear me? I promise!
It was torture listening to her sobbing on the other side of the door. Her brother was nearly crying himself. He could only stand there, fists clenched so tight his knuckles were white.
It was silent. All I could hear was the creaking of the boat as it shifted in the water. They waited, and waited, but Seven didn't continue.
What happened then?
Junpei couldn't wait any longer. He had to know. Seven looked at the floor.
Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. You think I want to remember that?
Then...
Yeah. Shit. If I'd known it was gonna be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
Seven shook his head. But there was something Junpei had to know.
Hey, are you sure?
Huh?
Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl, Akane, really...
Seven stared straight ahead at nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown ended, and we heard something... burning. The fire stopped, but we still didn't move. Me and the jacket kid were frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed as if he couldn't hold himself up anymore. A few minutes passed. The door opened. The boy in the uniform tripped over his own feet running in. We followed, too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot. Every breath made my lungs feel like they were on fire. It was like standing on hot asphalt. The air was wavering, and in the middle of the room, there it lay. The kid's legs were shaking so bad, I don't know how he managed to walk. I couldn't see his face, but his body somehow looked empty. Finally, he reached it. He fell to his knees as his legs gave out on him. And then...
Junpei felt a cold lump form in the pit of his stomach. A feeling of sickening anticipation washed over him. He could feel his body shivering. He desperately did not want to know the answer he feared he knew already, but he had to ask. He had to know for sure.
Can I ask you one more thing?
What's that?
The girl, Akane. What was her last name?
What does it matter to you?
Just tell me, okay? Please?
Seven looked at Junpei curiously and ran his tongue quickly over his dry lips.
Kurashiki. Her name was Akane Kurashiki.
I told you. She's a fucking temporal ghost. It's all coming together. Santa's using Akane's temporal ghost to try and save her in the past. Yes, it's all coming together. Something inside of Junpei stopped. He had no more words left. He had no more Junpei left. He was just a shell of flesh and bone. Seven turned to Snake.
You were there that day, weren't you? The tall kid in the jacket. That was you, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. You are correct, Detective.
Junpei's mind was blank, withdrawn from the world. Somewhere far away, he could hear Seven and Snake talking.
Don't misunderstand me. I told you before how Zero threatened me. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago.
So you're saying you're not working for Zero, right?
Of course not.
Clover, what about you?
Hey, come on! You really think I'm working with Zero? I told you before, you idiot! I was in Nevada, in Building Q. I did hear that a detective rescued the kids on the boat, but I didn't know it was you.
Her surprise seemed to be genuine. Seven regarded Clover for a moment and rubbed his chin thoughtfully.
Well, I guess I believe you.
Clover nodded.
All right, let me ask you another question.
He stuck his hands into his pockets and took a few steps. Then he stopped and turned to face them again.
Santa's real name is Aoi Kurashiki. He's Akane's brother. You know that?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Well, yes. I know Aoi Kurashiki was her brother, but I didn't know he was Santa. At least not from the beginning. 9 years ago, he was in the middle of puberty. His voice is entirely different now. I'm ashamed to say that even my exceptional hearing wasn't able to make that connection. As such, I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi.
When did you figure it out?
Clover told me that Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial experiment. It was only a short while ago, while we were leaving the library. When she told me that, I had a feeling.
Santa is Aoi, Akane Kurashiki, June's brother?
That spark caught flame in Junpei's laden mind, and the fog began to clear. Like an engine beginning to turn, images and thoughts began to coalesce in his mind, coming faster and faster, forming bigger images, bigger thoughts. Junpei blinked. He was back.
There's still a lot we don't know. I mean, like, a lot. But there is one thing I think we can say we know.
What's that?
The body we found in the shower room. It had to be Nijisaki, dressed up to look like Snake.
What?
Come on, man. What kind of detective are you? You didn't figure that out already?
Hey, go easy on me, man. I just got my memory back, all right? Cut me some slack.
Well, if he is, the 3 murders make sense then, don't they? Yeah, that's right. Murder. Kubota blew himself up, but that was murder too. So why did these murders take place?
If Junpei is correct, and the body in the shower room was Nijisaki's, that means all of the people who were murdered were involved with the creation of the Nonori Project. Kubota, the person who conducted the actual experiments. Nijisaki, Hongo's assistant. Musashido, the man who financed the project.
You mean this was all just revenge? Santa is Zero. He's getting revenge for the death of his sister.
That's a nice byproduct, but really he's trying to resurrect her through temporal shenanigans.
That's why he killed them.
No, I don't think Santa actually murdered anyone.
In fact, Junpei didn't think he knew. He couldn't explain why or how, but he had no doubt Santa had killed no one. Perhaps the madness of the last several hours was finally driving him insane, but Junpei had ceased to be surprised at his sudden knowledge, and had even begun to accept it.
If I'm right, then it's not hard to figure out who the next victim's gonna be. I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you.
Yes.
Yep.
Right.
Snake, Clover, and Seven all nodded.
The next target will be Gentaro Hongo.
The person who planned the Nonori Project.
In other words, Ace.
He's going in the incinerator. There was a moment of silence.
What?
And then the room shook. From far away, they heard the sudden rush of water.
What the hell's going on here?
It must be 6 a.m. Our time is up.
Shit!
Come on, we need to get out of here.
How?
In the drawer that held the picture was a key card. Junpei grabbed it.
I'm betting this sucker opens the exit. Come on, let's go.
Oh, baby, let's go. No. I want to go over there. I was just hoping I could kind of click over there, you know. It's unlocked. Yeah, now we can go back to the library. Hurry up, we don't have time. Let's go. Easy peasy. Wait. Gained all memories? I missed that. Whatever. It's fine.